remember a couple of years ago, I did have that, when I was being single or I was being going from relationship to relationship, I was starting doubting my sexual orientation as well, like you said it, right? Night English podcast topic, sexual orientation. Um, an interesting one. Let's see what's the definition, right? So definition is sexual orientation is a term used to describe your pattern of emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction. Sexual orientation may include attraction to the same gender, homosexuality, a gender different than your own, heterosexuality, both men and women, bisexuality, all genders, pansexual, or neither, asexuality. So that's it. There's the definition by Google, Wikipedia, something. That's it. Yeah, you gotta prepare yourself at least in the beginning. So then we just go with the flow. We don't really prepare for the podcast like that. We would have whole script and that's how we want to roll. We just go from the definition and that's the pinpoint start for everybody who are with us for the first time. That's how we do it, and then we just share, and you can share with us in the chat like what do you hear when you hear term sexual orientation, right? What is your definition of it? So maybe Ula, what do you?
For me, if you wouldn't read that, I would just say, who do you like? Who makes you feel butterflies in your stomach or something like that? I mean, for me, it's just a normal topic. It's not a taboo thing, but I know that for many people still is, unfortunately. And I hope we're gonna at least a little bit transform that today.
All right, cool, nice intention. Yeah, for me it's like, I don't know, like you said, it is what it is. It's basically, for me, it means more what human being is than who human being is, right? Because what I mean by that, to briefly go behind, is like, you're a man, so that is what you are, not who you are. Because who you are is like, who you are, I define by how you treat others and yourself in terms of being, right? So are you being loving or are you being disrespectful? Are you being self-confident? Are you being angry, sad, disappointed all the time, stuff like that? So this is how when I said it goes under what you are, not under who you are. And for me, much more interesting is who you are than what you are. What you are, and it is what it is. It isn't what it isn't. So that is for starters. And then we can open in so many directions, like with with sexual orientation. I would go into the first one that you point out, is like with the taboo, right? Why is that a taboo topic? So why is so bad if somebody likes same gender, or somebody like both genders or all genders, or if somebody is like asexual? Why is that not a normal or not okay thing, but only heterosexuality, right?
Yeah, I just got an idea in my head. It's like someone would like eat spaghetti, and someone would like to eat pizza, and someone would like to eat meat or Chinese food or whatever. It's the same, because it's not. If you eat spaghetti or you eat, I don't know, pizza, it's the same for me. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with me. I don't feel bad because of it. Okay, if you steal my food, that's another thing, but you know what I mean? And it's the same with sexual orientation for me. It's your own choice, and it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I agree. And Mr. JP said in between, for me, it's sad that this is still a topic. If you're straight, we never discuss this, but if someone is gay, lesbian, or something else, there are always questions. When did he come out? how parents reacted, etc. Right? Yeah, exactly. And I would say, to look really into it, it also goes both ways, right? So it goes both ways, like in terms of, and maybe I'm wrong here, I'm totally open for that, but it goes in both ways because, all right, you have straight people and you have, all these other, that we say, homosexual, heterosexual, asexual, bisexual, uh, pansexual. So what comes out is that sometimes it's like, because that is not accepted, is then so out there that at some stage, I would say, there is a lot of writings about it, and it kind of feels like forced onto people who don't even debate it to start debating it, and then it comes like abnormal thing, or I don't know how to say, you know what I mean? Just like you would persuade something that is this and that way when somebody has a fixed point of view. Why even go into that? That is how I see that it goes both way, right? Just being human being to another human being, that is enough. What is going on in your apartment, in your bed, like who do you sleep with? That's not none of my business or none of any other's business. So yeah, what I meant by that is that sometimes I did experience, like, people who are gay, they just come in and they said, hey, my name is that and I'm gay. And I'm like, why do you say that? It's just like, I don't go around to say, hey, my name is Yana and I'm straight. Just like, and I get that because what I'm doing, it's normal, and what they're doing, it's not normal, but it's kind of then it's like pulling that you get the attention, some attention that you might don't even want in that space, but you just said it. So what did you expect will happen in a society that is not that open to that, right? So that is like, I would say it goes vice versa, and it all goes into like, why don't you just, be who you are, and that's all there is, like you said it before.
And you know what? I also see that people are really afraid of things that are different, or people that are different, because it's not safe zone. And it's not just about being homosexual or heterosexual, whatever. It even happens when, I don't know, you're wearing different kind of clothes, your hairstyle is different, you're being too powerful for a woman. There are many things. Oh, or I was competing in boxing and kickboxing. That was really weird. For some people it was awesome, but for some people it was like, what's wrong with her? She has, that was another thing, she has to be lesbian. And things like that. So yeah, when people see that you're not in the crowd, you're a little bit out, they would like to or drag you in, or they are so afraid that you might pull them out of the crowd, that they kind of, before that could happen, they make sure that will not happen. Yeah. So
yeah, I got it. And it goes also in the way of how to say, damn, I lost it. What I want to say regarding to that, I don't know, I lost it, my bad.
No worries, no worries. It's gonna come back.
Yeah, it will. Now I'm trying to really figure it out, and I'm just letting it go, like move on. So all right, let's go into that, right? Oh yeah, it's nothing to speed out because mind is blind. But thank you for helping. It's not that I want to say something, then I'm not saying it. So all right, but you opened the topic like, all right, you were boxing, kickboxing, so you must have been lesbian. How was that for you? How did yeah, how was that for you, dealing with that?
To be very honest, I didn't care much. part of me was happy actually, because guys would kind of leave me alone, because it's sometimes it's hard to compete and train only or mostly with guys. So it was like a safe line or something, you know. But on the other hand, it was funny because I never did anything like that. That they would assume that I'm homosexual. They just thought because I was in that sport that I like girls. And then when I asked them, why do you think I'm homosexual, they would say, because you like to fight, you like manly things. And then I sometimes I made a joke and I asked someone, oh, do you like to, I don't know, do you like to cook things? And he would go, oh yes, I do, I make dinner for my girlfriend, blah blah. I'm like, are you sure you don't like guys? Because that's a pretty girly thing to do. And now so I was fine with it. I will tell you later the story that I actually was trying to convert into a lesbian, but it didn't work. So yeah, I was just fine with it, and but I'm still trying to. Um, if anybody would like say to me, "Oh, are you a lesbian because you were training kickboxing and so on?" I would sometimes even go, "What if I am? What now?
Mm-hmm.
You know, are we not gonna be friends anymore, or you're gonna act differently, or what?" Because I just want to start that conversation to actually make them think about what they just said and why did they say it.
Yeah, man, I got it. It's so odd and so uncommon, right? At least when from the time when I grew up, I didn't know anybody when I was young that I knew, right? That it would be like out there that person is homosexual or bisexual or stuff like that. So yeah, and I when I think about it, is like from me when being younger and a guy, when if somebody who would be homosexual of a man sitting behind the table, you know, to be honest, I would be feel threatened in a way of what is he like me and what is he start hitting up on me. What do I do then? I'm not used to guys hitting up on me, you know. I'm like, girls should do that, not guys. So how do I deal with that? So now I remember one of the most bizarre and extraordinary experience I had was when me and Usha was already, no, it was our first date. It was 3 days in Vienna, and we were there living the couple who hosted us. So, and that guy said, "Let's go out party," and we're like, "All right, let's go. Right, let's meet Vienna nightlife." And he took us straight to the gay club, to the, you know, it was really only guys. And I was like standing in there, and it was one of the most uncomfortable situations because I felt like everybody's looking with me while I was holding Ursha's hand. And I have nothing against them like that, but just to, you know, sharing the experience was like, and I was just noticing myself, my upbringing, my mind is so not used to it. It's so uncommon that when I was in that situation, it was like my mind was all over the place. uh it was funny, and none of them like did anything. Like nobody came to me, approached me in that way or stuff like that. I think we met a couple of them through Thomas or something like that. So it was all like, you know, human beings. That's all there is. It's just their thing. That's kind of a club, and I agree on having that kind of a club. But for me, it was such a new experience. Never been to that before. It was just like, yeah, just observing. It was just like, and I admit, I did on. There were minutes when I was feeling like, all right, now everybody's watching me. It's gonna come up. I'm gonna be, you know, tear
A
apart.
victim.
Yeah, and they gotta do something to me. So yeah, it was funny thing to observe the mind, how it works in that regard. And I think, you know, And to be honest, I was totally against this. Especially, I didn't even know that all this exists when I was young, right? Homosexual, bisexual, asexual, pansexual, and all that. So I only knew it was like straight or gay. That is the only thing, right? And gay was wrong, because that, in a way, I was taught that, and I was also, um, uh, yeah, and I was like, yeah, that is wrong. So, if I ever run for anything public, they can bring out the interview from a local TV station where I said being gay is like being sick, something like that. I said it uh, when I was, I think, 19 or 18 years old. And yeah, I apologize it. I will always apologize for it. That is how I was thinking when I was that old. And it's not how I think now, but it is out there, So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, but then later on, I just realized it's like, and maybe it also has to do with my, I would say, experience when I was younger, around 13, 14. I was with a man, boy at that time. We weren't really men, right? So we did many things, never penetration, but everything else. Um, I cannot even say like it was like just more of a exploring. It was not like that I didn't like girls at that time. I liked them too. It was just it was there when it didn't feel like something odd at that moment. But later on, at one point, we stopped, and I was like, I now know for sure. It's like I don't want to go and kiss a guy, or uh, do anything else with the guy sexually involved. And yeah, like I shared before, I do find if you put me a ripped guy in front of me and a ripped woman in front of me, right? Body of a man is for me much more artistically beautiful than women. But Ursha, the arousement I get around Ursha is like I'm a teenager. So it's just like it's just that from depends on from which point you're looking. And it's like not the whole body silhouette. It's more like we're talking about upper body, I would say, right? So the whole body, I don't have any opinions on the whole body of a male or a woman, but just if we cut it at the hips up, yeah, it's like man's body is much more in
You
that
know,
regard beautiful.
I have a question for Ursha.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you were in a gay club and your new boyfriend or whatever you were that time was there, and everybody, I don't know if they were looking at him or they weren't, but how did you feel? I really want to know that.
Yeah, I think for her it was like she has friends who are gay, so that's okay.
I mean, was she worried that you're gonna, run away from her and left her there?
No, I should shared her mind, so she will say it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it out. I will not guess it, but yeah. But yeah, it's and what I want to bring with what I said is two things. So one thing is, some people just know. I experience it, and I know by experience. And the other thing is, the funny thing is, if when I was growing up, if you said that guy has a nice body, everybody would jump. Oh, you're gay. What's wrong? Oh, you like him? Do you wanna, do him, fuck him, stuff like that? I was like, no. It was just like, it is what it is. That's it. It's in that way. So Mr. JP said it was so fun. I enjoyed that club so much. When somebody looked at him, I just kissed him and marked my territory.
Oh my god!
and that was first date in that regard, Oh, that's why you were kissing me so much. Oh,
now you know.
This was not for the love. It was for marking the territory. Now we know. All right.
Yeah. Well, she marked it pretty well, so.
I guess so. I guess so. She's still here, and
Yeah, when you were telling the story, it came into my mind that when I see women's bodies or men, I actually like women's better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, they are more erotical, but not that I like them or I feel something because I see a woman. I feel something. I'm like, wow, that's so sexy. That's so hot. That's so perfect. It's because it's different. It's so soft and silky and everything. So yeah, I really, it's funny because I feel the same thing, just the other way around, right? And but I would never, I don't feel attracted to a woman. And even though I think that's a pretty common story. um Maybe even for guys, because what you shared, I'm pretty sure there are many guys out there with a very similar story from when they were way younger. And
I know a couple of dudes who did
but they would
kiss
not
and
they would not
masturbate
talk
together.
about it, right?
Yeah, right. I have a friend who did say it, and we were in a group of people that were just okay with it. But yeah, I would say one thing is to talk about it when you're older and you surround yourself with the people who are open-minded, would say, and they're like, all right, you did that. And the other thing is, if can you say it when you actually in that time and age.
Yeah.
Right? At that time and age, probably be bullied a lot, even more, how whatever the story is. Maybe nowadays it's not that much amongst young generations because it's much more talked about and shared about, and it's much more out there, and many of them also go in the teenage years also, that they already know what their orientation is. So but I mean, when I grew up, yeah, but that was like the oddest thing ever. I was like a freak of nature.
Yeah, what I want to share was that I was exploring actually myself, right, with a girl too, when I was like, I don't know, 10 years old. I didn't actually know what is going on or why or whatever. It just felt good and it was something completely different, right? And but then we stopped because she was from a very religious family. And she would go one day like, oh, this is so wrong, we shouldn't do that anymore because we would go to hell for doing that, la la la. So yeah. And then later when I was, I don't know, 14, 15, I tried it once more and I felt nothing, like literally nothing. And then I was like, okay, no, it's not for me, right? But when I was, I don't know, 26 or something like that, I finished my, I don't know, fourth, fifth relationship. And I was like telling to my sister, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done with guys. They are horrible. Maybe I'm just not for the guys. Maybe I'm actually lesbian, and I was just hitting it from myself and from the world because I thought it's wrong and blah blah blah. And she was looking at me like, okay, you're bullshitting. But I was like, I'm gonna prove it to you. You'll see. We're gonna go to Tiffany, to the gay club in Ljubljana, and I'm gonna get so drunk that all my obstacles, will go away, or my walls will fall down, and my true nature will appear. So I drank like half a liter of vodka. So I was pretty.
You needed that. You need that for dropping the walls.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know. So I did that, and we went in. So, before that, the important part, I would dress up like I thought a lesbian would dress up, right? It was my story in my head, okay? It's really bad. So I put on some pants, the navy pants, and a shirt in navy colors. And I sent a picture to my sister. I was like, I'm ready. And she was like, you look like a total fake lesbian. This is not gonna work. I was like, no, watch, it's gonna work. So we go into the club, and I looked at girls, yeah, they look good, but yeah, nothing's going on. And then I saw a guy. Okay, I saw a guy, and I was like, oh, damn, that guy's hot. I'm gonna go just dance with him. And we danced, and then we kissed, and we make out and everything. And my sister was like, Ula, he's gay. I'm like, no, look at him. He's definitely not gay. I almost fall in love with him that time. And then he took me out. He took my hand and he said, let's go to the garden. And we came out, and there was a guy who looked at me like he's gonna kill me. And I was like, uh-oh, what's going on? And that guy who was with me said, hey, meet my boyfriend. And I was like, so actually, my idea of converting into a homosexual and end up with being with a guy who was homosexual and was drunk enough to be with me. So good job.
Oh, you almost convert one.
Almost.
It didn't work for you, but you. All right. Yeah, I mean, I would just say, but then what I thought in between is, does that happen like for a lot of teenagers? I mean, Chet, you can share with us, was that something similar going on with you as well? Or, is that more of a city kids, but rural kids, growing up on villages, on outside areas, it's like it's not happening for them, even though I know it does, right? From the workshops I lead, we get questions, right? So I'm gay, I know that. I don't know how to tell my parents. We're from a village, everybody's religious, that is not accepted. So but yeah, maybe chat if you want to share. And then I saw the Mikey and Garfi had interaction, and if we briefly looked at it, it's just like, so growing up, it was gay is not okay. Gay is not okay. But then, going into a gaming world and stuff like that, whereas most of the guys, there is tons of joke between straight guys about how they would be with each other. It probably never existed. It will never really happen. But then I'm like, what are the jokes about, right? So, and what I came up with is like, we have so much love for each other that if we would say it, it would be weird. So we need to make it fun out of it. In a way of friendly way, right? Not in a way of
sexual.
Yeah, and because it's not common, right, that the guys say to each other, "Hey man, I love you." It is more and more and more. I could say that comparing now to when I was young, but when I was younger, right? It's not like I'm old now. When I was young, I'm just older now. Anyway, right? But yeah, it's really it's a funny thing, right? It's a funny thing how it flows up so fast, so it sounds like so natural, but it will never exist in reality. And that is like, why do we then have to say it that way? That's like one of the things, right? And yeah, it's a, how to say it, I just then never got it. Why is it so wrong? Because when you start educating yourself on that, just like we all know Native Indians, right? Native Americans, the Indian tribes, and not many people know, but they actually acknowledge 5 genders. So it's a man in a man's body, it's a woman in a woman's body, it's a man in a woman's body, it's a woman in a man's body. That's 4 genders. And the 5th gender is man and woman in one body, either man or woman's body. And that is all like, how to say it, and that is all accepted by them. So men who are in woman's body, those women are dressing like men. A woman in a man's body is dressing like women. And those who are both in one body, right? And they even can marry it in that kind of a way. So it's all accepted by them. They don't judge it. So I'm like, what, and I get it, right? If you studied a little bit of history, you get it. Like the Christianity went all around the world, and there was only one thing is right, everything else is wrong. This is heaven, this is hell, everything is bipolar. So it's like black or white. It's no other areas, no other colors. There are no rainbows. It's only black and white. So yeah, I like, then you look at it like that. It's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing now these days? What are we doing? Like, why do people need to be afraid if they're anything else but heterosexual? Why they need to be mocked? Why they need to be put out there as an example of something bad, or just like, it's sad. It's only sad. And like you said, yeah, we people are afraid of something different, and they're different than us in a way. Not really, because they also want to be happy and loved, just like every other human being. But
Yeah, when you said that you were afraid that some guy would hit on you, I once talked with a girl who's homosexual, and I said that to her, like, I don't get that, but what would you say when I ask you, are you gonna hit on me? And she was like, okay, tell me something. Do you ask every guy, or you're afraid for every guy that you meet that he's gonna hit on you?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I'm very afraid of that. But yeah, it makes sense. It's not like, yeah, I'm gonna hit on you because you're a girl and I like girls. It's just not like that.
That is the illusion we live in. And when I talk to a couple of people who who are homosexuals, they say, look, we also have types. I don't dig every guy. That would be weird. And I'm like, oh yeah, that does make sense. But it didn't make sense, I don't know, when I was younger or before that conversation. So yeah, just like, all right, Garfi said, we just have this beautiful bromance going on. Exactly. And I'm always, because I like to, like I said, shared yesterday in a talk show. So my way of creativity is like discovering human mind, like, where that comes up. Why did you say something, right? What is behind all of that? And my thing is, right, all right, we have this bromance, right? But why do you need to put it in a sexual way, what you would do to each other, right? When I'm doing that as well. When I don't have an answer. I'm just like, let's all look into it. Why do we put that thing in to express a love to a friend, to a guy friend, right? Because we wouldn't say that to a girl, no chance. The girl we like from the beginning, or a girl, a friend, a girl who is our friend, right? You wouldn't say her, hey, I would lick you so hard, and that she would take that, oh, you really love me, we're such a good friends. You don't go say that to a non-romantic girlfriend, right? So so I'm like, why do we do that, right? And I think, I don't know if you girls have that as well. I think mostly guys, we are having that we are like bringing into a bromance this sexual thing. Because I also don't know if girls are talking to each other, hey, you know what I would do to you? And you're like, and I would do it with you, but don't really mean it. I don't know. You can share it here if you have that, or any, and from a women's perspective, if that exists or doesn't exist.
Not really. I mean, not that I would know of. I mean, in that younger generations, I saw something like that. It's not like a very like everyday thing, but I saw things like that going on now. But when I was that age or now, I don't know. I mean, let me think about it. I would it's not sexual, and I really mean it. I said to my friend, oh my God, you look so hot today, and I mean it. Or, oh my God, your ass looks so good, and I still mean it. But it's not like, yeah, I want to do you or whatever. It's just honest, sincere thing. I don't know. It's not. I don't think we have the same thing.
I'm just asking, right? Maybe it also depends whether it's inside of a gaming world or inside of some other perspective of life. But yeah, so Mr. JP said Mr. JP is very confident. Come on, who would not hit on him? I mean, I have no idea. As long as you are, I'm fine by that. Anybody else, it's like you will have to say next, or you will be very sad. Mike would say, I had a guy hitting on me. At the moment, I didn't even realize what was happening, but later I found out and apologized to him, and I explained the situation, and we were Gucci. All right, but now I'm like, why did you apologize? And what was the situation that you needed to explain? Tell us more, Mikey. Like, bring us in,
Yeah.
Because I was like, all right, he was hitting on you, and you didn't realize. So what did you do in not realizing?
We want to know that.
Yeah, and Mr. JP said, I heard from my girlfriends they would hit on me if they were lesbian. So.
Yeah, right. But still not the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's not like, look, if you look conversation between Mikey and Garfi, I might be down for that, right? So maybe you already I might be down for that. So it's just like, you're marked, I want to be with you. And Mikey said, yeah, I'm down for that, So never know what happened in drunk blade times, right? So, you know what I mean? It goes towards that direction, right? Or we could say it's standing in there, just saying it a little bit more softly. And nothing is like wrong with that. Garp said it, between difference makes us beautiful. I do agree. Yeah, in the end, we're just all human beings, and it goes in the way with sexual orientation, because it's just like then you start like, am I gay? Am I not gay? Because I also remember a couple of years ago, I did have that, when I was being single or I was going from relationship to relationship, I was starting doubting my sexual orientation as well. Like you said, right? After a couple of failed, I was also like, man, what if I like guys?
Yeah.
I was like, and then I looked over my friends and I was like, yeah, maybe I could kiss him, but nothing else. So I guess not. Right? It's like I have a friend from either Shirabi Papa. I don't know what I need to say it, right? But it's like, and he's really open to everything, to have fun out of everything, right? And it's really all friends. But I remember I was tying shoes in the middle of the road, and he came and grabbed me for my head and doing like I'm sucking on him. It was such a bizarre situation that I don't know, or he comes by and he just grabs your ass, or kiss me on the cheek and then suddenly kiss me on the mouth and goes, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? For me, just like it's a laughable situation, because it's just like, why do you need to do that? I was always like, wow, what makes your mind do that? That's why I'm laughing. That is the everything that it's, for me, I found it odd, bizarre, or like we said, black humor, right? For me, it always go, what is happening in that human's mind that he, needed to do that or say that? And everything what he does is so quick, you don't even have time to react. It's not going on for a while that you need to push him away. It just happens, and then he swoops up. And he is also married now, so and expecting or working on a baby. So I don't know. Last time we talked, it was working. Maybe now it's already expecting. So it's all that all guy love, and I get it. Like I said before, I get it. We did it, doing it, so we still have these kind of jokes as well. Michael says the situation is that I'm not gay and I'm not interested. Yeah, we realized that, and I apologize for not reading the situation at the time. I didn't want him to feel bad for hitting on me. I don't get hit on very often from both parties. I mean, Mikey, you're just so like, come on, bro. You know, you're a handsome fucking dude. I don't know what is in your space that you don't get a hit on, but you know,
Maybe you don't see it.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, you haven't seen. I mean, you didn't see that that guy is hitting on you, so maybe you don't see when girls are hitting on you.
Maybe. And thank you for explaining that, Mikey. I appreciate it. You know. And yeah, I get it. You didn't want him to feel bad. Yeah, of course. But you didn't. If you don't know, you don't know, and you can still apologize if you left somebody with the wrong impression. So yeah.
Yeah, but
GG on that.
it's not just with the same sex. So I could be. I'm pretty friendly with everybody, and sometimes guys just get in the wrong way. And then one day I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be friendly anymore. I'm just gonna be, an asshole or something, and they're gonna get it the right way. But that's not what I did, and it's not something I would like to do because it's actually I would be really happy if people would accept that being nice to someone is actually a really good thing, and it's not connected only to sexuality or that you like someone in that way and that you want something from him. Sometimes it's even funny. I'm walking on the street and I often smile to people because I really want them to feel love and to smile, because some of them are like they ate lemons for breakfast, and sometimes I smile to them and they're just like, what's wrong with you? And that would be really cool if that would be more common.
Yep. It would be, and it is, with one person at a time, right? So yeah, Mikey said the situation is that that already Garfi said, or the problem is with girls that like you, Mike, but they expect that you make the first move. Happens a lot nowadays, right? I mean, yeah, it does, right? I have that conversation with teenagers as well, and I'm like, just what the heck are you doing, all right? You're just torturing each other and talking to everybody. You're torturing each other instead of going for somebody who you like, and just give yourself a shot ASAP, not wait for it. It's never the right time or it's never the wrong time. It's just now. This is the time, whether you do it or not. So Mike said, I'm a strange nerdy kid. Garp said, a very handsome nerdy kid. I do agree on that. And I'm a nerdy kid as well, Mike. So what? It more goes like, I don't know. Maybe girls here can share, like, right? It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is who you are being. That's what every person digs. It's like, people don't like me because I'm a gamer or because I do workshops with teenagers. There's no way they like me for that. Most of the people around me, no way. They find it odd. They find it weird. They find it like, what the f, right? So what people around me dig and what I dig in people is like who they're being. Like I said before, what you are doesn't really matter. Who you are matters, right? So maybe something in your being missing, and that is it. There you go. You see, Mr. JP said, I like Mr. JP because he looked like an asshole. He had this confidence. She was digging assholes at the time or all the time, right? And then she didn't get an asshole, or did she? Say what? So God said, I like you for gaming and workshops. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's how we met, right? we met through the same things that we like to do. So Mike said, I guess Garfield, but what is the move? I had a couple of moments when we hang out outside in bars. I like certain girls' energy, and after the night, I asked them out on a date, and they said no. What is the move? Too much info on hold. I don't know, Ula, what is the move?
I was just thinking that maybe it was the alcohol problem. Because I know that it worked out for Jana and Dulsha, but Sometimes
Yeah,
it's
because I
not.
didn't know she was drunk. It was not. I wasn't even considering it because she didn't look drunk to me.
But
That is why she tricked me. That's all she. That this whole relationship is
it
one
was a
big of a
trick.
magic trick. It's like it's magical because it's a magic trick. Nothing.
Yeah.
That's the source.
But what I want to say is that girls that are drunk, they they are behaving differently, and the next day they might even have a hangover, and you know that not just the physical hangover but the mental hangover.
The
And
moral hangover.
they're the moral, yes, thank you. And they feel bad about what they did, and they obviously don't want to go out with you because you were there and you saw them, and they feel funny and weird at the same time. So it might, well, it might be, you might go to the library or something. I don't know. Or just go for a walk and start talking to someone.
Yeah, Mikey said, I'm sorry, I know this can be strange to hear from me, but I'm not an asshole. I grew up with a strong female presence in my mother. She and her father, my grandpa, taught me to be a gentleman and to treat women with respect. WTF, I have to be an asshole to get a date.
No, no. Where did you get that? Who said that? That
You
you
know,
should be.
that was a debate between me and my friend a long time ago, and it was like, because we are also both, we consider each other both as a good guys, right? Um, raised the same way, and I looked like an asshole, Mikey. I wasn't an asshole. That is whole another experience, right? So she said I looked like an asshole. So yeah, that's what Mr. JP said here. I
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
like
yeah.
an
I didn't get it.
asshole. Yeah. So the trick is don't give up. That is the best trick in the book. Don't give up. Keep on going out there. Always look like what you can do to be the right guy. And just be social. Something. When I looked at it in the past before I met Ursha, what was odd with me was I was I was thirsty for a relationship in a way of like I will be happy when I meet a girl, something like that, right? And what I wasn't really okay with myself in a way, like the way maybe I look or the way what I'm capable of. Wasn't really being proud of myself. Wasn't really this kind of stuff that there is usually lacking. We can put it in a self-confident area. So the times when I met Ursha, it was like I was in a leadership program. I was trained to be a leader, how leaders present themselves, how leaders talk to other people, how leaders listen to other people, right? So it's all with a great listening, with the integrity, responsibility, and that carried the day in the end. You know, um, then I look like an asshole, and then she got burned for life. That's how it is. Because she was look, Mrs. JP was digging assholes at the time. You know, she shared it with me. She went out, she liked an asshole, she kissed with him, and then she didn't sleep with him and move on. That's what she said with me. So it was like going that direction, but she asked me, so nobody is good enough here for you? And I said, nope. Because I wasn't out there that night to meet the girl. That was not in my space. I was out there to support my buddy and get the fuck out of there as soon as possible because I was tired. So yeah. And maybe Mikey, just you didn't meet it. So Atto Podentato said, I'm a straight guy and an artist. I got my best personal experience with LGBTQ people by starting to talk to them and have an open mind. I even made many friends this way. I get it. They're open-minded people, and it's so easy to talk to open-minded people, and they have to be if they're that way because you gotta accept the difference. You gotta accept yourself that you're different in some aspect than most of the people around you. So yeah, it's just that. So Mr. JP said, for me, it's about being not being an actual asshole. So it's more about confidence, self-awareness. Enough with all those holes. Garpy is getting thirsty. Thirsty for holes. I'm confident and self-aware, sometimes too much self-aware, but still, I guess I don't like playing these games. I'm a pretty straight-up guy. I tell it how it is if I have and I want to. Oh yeah, that's how I was and am. And, it just needed to click. You're not giving up, just so you know. All right, cool. Good to let us know. And you have, this whole community standing behind you and wish you all the best and go get her, Tiger. Go get her, Tiger. Whoever she is, right? Just that's it. JP said, I also really like that a guy is a gentleman-y, interested in me when we have conversation, and he remembers small details I mentioned in this conversation. Then I fall, but I don't know for other girls. And humor, this is really important. Yeah, I told you before, guys. It's basically a clown ninja. Every girl wants that. And if you can listen in between, that's even better. I'm kidding here, but
yeah, I would agree with Ursha, because for me, if guy is not a gentleman, he's out. I guess that comes from my grandma, because she raised me, and she was an artist. She was a writer, actually, and she would really talk about all those gentleman things, and even how I supposed to act as a woman, and blah blah. So it's something that it's not like, yeah, you need to be like that all the time and every day, but for first impression, it's a really cool thing. And if now I'm thinking, the flashbacks. What I don't like is when a guy. Yeah, I like guys that are funny, but if they're making stupid jokes or jokes about women, that's a big no for me. It's disrespectful. If we are friends and we are already having the connection, it's a different thing. What else?
All right, Ula, but let's be honest here, right?
Yeah.
You met Mikey.
Yeah.
What is,
how I see him?
Yeah, exactly.
Mikey, are you ready?
Look, this is the real conversation. Let's go into it, right?
I think he's we go for it. Okay, you might be surprised. Well, our conversation was pretty much business. I mean, I was serving him, so it wasn't that personal, but still, he's a very gentle guy, a gentleman, and he would never. I think he would never say something inappropriate or being disrespectful. What I see, I might be wrong, okay? Like, you don't take me for granted, but what I see that you should, I mean, you could be more proud of who you are, because you are amazing, and there are not a lot of guys like you out there. So stand up for yourself. Feel yourself. When you look yourself at the mirror, just be proud. And when you're gonna have that energy inside you, and you're gonna be happy with yourself, women will come. Women that you want. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's yes, ma'am. All right. There you go. That is the exact same thing that I was liking, Mike. Exact same thing. And it's one of the toughest things to own if you don't have that by default or something like that. There you go. Right. People are surprised, and it's always you gotta look what's missing on your end in these kind of things. So I don't know, maybe you got something, Mikey, here you didn't, but you heard it from from a woman who has how do I want to say, who had business with you, so to speak, right? Yeah. So there you go. Maybe you can take that on. Uh, yeah, this is it for me. That was a major break point, right? Being proud of myself, self-confident in a way. I know what I'm capable of. I know how I can be. And the funny thing was like, uh, what made the biggest difference for me was I wasn't attached. I would stop being attached. That I need a girlfriend, that I must have, that, that, and being afraid of that they will leave me, that we will go together and they will leave me. You can ask Mr. JP. I'm really not attached to her in a way of like, oh shit, if I say that, she might leave, so I better not say that. Man, for me, and for her, it's the same thing. It doesn't work. There is a space. You can say anything that you want, and it's a choice. We want to be with each other. The game of life is still creating the perfect girl for Mike, since he's so great that it requires a lot of loading. There you go. Garfi said it, right? There you go. There you go.
Mike would said that never thought I might not be proud of myself. I'll think about it. It's not being proud of what you did or what you are capable of. I'm talking more about loving yourself. So really being in love with yourself, because being happy with yourself, enjoying your time with yourself. And when you have all that, you're kind of fulfilled. And then you can get another fulfilled person and you are actually fulfilled together.
And what Ula just said doesn't exist. You just get somebody who is fucked up as you are. That is the reality of life.
You're both fucked up. Okay, good. But still, right?
The same way, right?
But if you're looking for a happiness in another person, that's what I meant. That you're looking for someone who will make you happy. That's what I meant. So you have to be happy or whatever with yourself. And
we are not saying you're not that, Mikey. That is going out, broader audience. It's not, so to speak. Oh my, because somehow we could say this podcast turns into it's about Mike Wood, so we could just it's not.
Sorry.
No, but I really enjoy being around him exactly for the things like that. He shared himself, right? And when you're sharing yourself, you're not just giving to yourself, but you're giving to everybody who just listens and they can look into their life. So, right. I said that's why we love each other so much, bros. We're just messed up in the same way. I mean, we are all messed up. So some people admit it, and we have fun together, and those who don't, they have a little less fun together because they have to pretend all the time. But and that is it, right? I mean, sexual orientation in the end is, when you go into to say like be respectful to every human being, regarding of what they are, but be with them for who they are, and how you can contribute to them and how they can contribute to you. Be open to that. Then it's just like. It shouldn't be a problem. From this podcast on, if anybody is having issues with people who have sexual orientation different than you, well, you're just more in what people are than who people are. So at least stop pretending and be honest with yourself and just say, I'm a materialistic person. I'm not into really being and discovering and enjoying the people. This guy is straight, by the way. We get it, Garfield. We know you have a girlfriend. Or did I mess something up and you're not the one with the girl? I never know. But as far as I know, you have. Do you? You have a girlfriend. Yeah, I got it. So that is it. It's just like, don't mess up. And it goes also for, I wouldn't be amazing if we wouldn't have parades for everything that is different, because they need to say it out loud to be noticed and to be accepted. That's what I meant. Sometimes goes into the other direction, right? You throw this whole parade, they go out there, they express themselves, and everybody's like, look at those weirdos. Why are you doing that? Why is that, right? And it is to spread awareness that those people exist among us, and it can have a backfire, and many times do, unfortunately. So, and then you can always dwell into how to express that it wouldn't have a backfire, that it would actually land. um, and I think it starts with respecting every living being for who they are, for what they are, and be more interested for who people are and not what people are in regarding of sex, sexual orientation, religion, race. None of that is saying anything about human beings. If you strip everybody naked to the bones, there are only bones. There is no gay bones, no straight bones, no black bones, no Caucasian bones. You know, no African American, no Asian, nothing. It's just bones, human body, it's just bones. So we all bleed red. Exactly, Mike. Perfect. You said it. So dinosaur. There you go. You talk about bones, guys. Goes let's the geeky nerdy guys. We can change those bones up a bit. Dinosaur bones are the best bones. Well, maybe that's your sexual orientation. You did not say that, JP. But yeah, anyway, guys, I don't know what else to say about sexual orientation. It's just like share my own experience. Hula shared it. You guys shared it. We covered quite a lot of topics. I'm always thinking, could we say anything else? I think this is it, right? Being, being instead of what, always the thing. All right, Karina said most times when people comment proud parades to me, they say, if they only weren't so weird, if only they dressed up nicer and weren't so loud, etc. All right. What's your favorite? They can be best friends based on the Velociraptor. There we go. So yeah, Karina, what's your point with that? If they only weren't so weird, if only they dressed up nicer and weren't so loud, what do you want to say with that? Because I think I know in which direction you are going, but I want to hear it from you. My bad. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the self-expression is different for everyone. Yeah, but then when you say being loud, that is like right. That can be disturbing, like because it disturbs your own peace. So I don't know. That is it. That is it. What how I see it. And I agree with you. Self-expression is different for everyone. But one thing is being self-expressed, another thing is being, how to say, hungry for attention. Those are two things that can be approached like, all right, is this your self-expression to scream your lungs out, or I don't know. I don't know. Something to look in for each of for everybody on their own. I would say there is no right thing or wrong thing. But yeah, if there with much more respect and acceptance for difference, it would be a whole different world. Yeah, not gonna comment on the dinosaur things. I'm glad you guys have fun. Garfield, why do you like dinosaur who farts a lot? Gasosaurus. Gas? Osaurus? Wow. Anyway, this is it for tonight's podcast, official part of it. Thank you everybody for being with here, for creating this podcast with us. Let's keep on going. Next week, what do we have next week? Anybody knows? Some fun topic again. kind of a reliant that Tula will know, but she doesn't know. All right, the next week it's an impact of social media, which is a great one because today I did the workshops. Tomorrow I do the last two on the gymnasium in my hometown, and there was a question how to explain parents that mobile phone is not source of my depression. And I kind of if you are comparing yourself all the time to other people, that is this one of the sources of becoming depressed in life, because you feel like shit all the time comparing yourself to others. So yeah, it's gonna be a great one. Want to hear how you guys see it, perceive it, and what you think about it. So next Monday, that is the topic. That is the topic. The impact of social media. All right, did I say it? Night Edition podcast topic: sexual orientation.